I went to a crusade once. Thousands of people. It was really good. And then after the preaching, the man of God said, we're now going to do some prayers, some serious prayers. Every single person who prays these prayers will have it answered. You know, no doubt about it. He was so confident in these prayers. He said, however, if you are not born again, if you have not given your life to Christ, if you say these prayers, they will not work for you. Even they might work against you. So if you are not born again, do not say these prayers. But there is an opportunity for you to give your life to Christ. Then you'll be able to say these prayers. So he said, if you want these prayers to work for you, come and give your life to Christ. People went out in their hundreds. They were running towards the pulpit. He said the sinner's prayers, they repeated. He said, now you can say the prayers. Go back to your seats rejoicing. Clap for yourselves. You are now born again. People came back to their seats and now we said the prayers. Well, I beg to differ. If you said the sinner's prayer because you want something from God, because it's going to be something that benefits you, you are not born again. You are not born again. What does the Bible say? Romans 10:9. Romans chapter 10 verse 9. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. There's two things in this text. You declare with your mouth, that's you confess that Jesus is Lord, and you believe in your heart. I have seen blokes go to church because the girl they are pursuing says she only dates born again Christians. They've gone to church during the altar call, they've gone forward, they've said the sinner's prayer. They've now gone to the girl and said, there, see, I'm not born again because I've said the sinner prayer. And they've now started dating. Once he sleeps with her, he leaves her, he runs away because that's all he wanted. He said the sinner's prayer all right with his mouth, but did he believe in his heart? No, he did not. They were just words. I've seen a lady who went to a church. She answered the altar call because there was a job vacancy going, and the term was they will only employ born-again Christians. She was not born again. She went to that church. She answered the altar call, said the words. I said, yeah, now I can go for the job. It was meaningless. Unless you profess it with your mouth and believe it in your heart, then it's of no use. It's of no benefit. So if that's the way that you think you gave your life to Christ, that you became born again, I'm sorry, that is not the way. Some years ago, there was a case of some couples were recalled back to this registry office. They had all wed there, but they said their marriages were null and void because the person who did the marriage was not registered to do it. So they all had to come back and retake their vows. So they were basically not married. Some of the women were crying that they thought they were married, so they were not, you know, so it was a sham and da. So they all had to come back and get married all over again. But they said the vows, didn't they? They said, yes, I promise to take you to be my lawfully wedded wife or husband. They said the words, but it was meaningless because the person who was conducting the marriage was not qualified to do it. Even though they said the words, they were not married. So somebody can be there in church, come out for altar call, say the words, but in their hearts, they're not believing in Jesus, so they are not born again. So the question you should ask somebody is not, have you said the sinner's prayer? But the question should be, have you believed Jesus in your heart? Do you believe that he is Lord? Have you professed him and confessed him with your mouth? That's the question you should ask somebody, and not, have you said the sinner's prayer? Thank you. Bye.